want to bring in on this broadcast now Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekha, Union Minister for Entrepreneurship, Skill Development, Electronics and Technology. Sir, good evening to you. So far, going by what's happened with the Prime Minister's visit in America, it's been a sweeping success. What does this visit really, Mr. Chandrasekha, symbolize to you, particularly the warmth that the Prime Minister and thereby India has received from American leaders?
Yeah, I think it is not just the warmth for the Prime Minister, but really a testimony to how the world is now looking at India after 9 years of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji as India's leader. You can see from how Elon Musk has referred to India, or Ray Dalio has referred to India, or indeed Paul Romer has referred to India. They all look at India as this tremendous growth opportunity in the coming years. And I think when Elon Musk says, I think India has more promise than any other country, he is really speaking to the development and the progress that India has made over the last several years. So I think this is partly a reflection of the deep goodwill and respect that the Honorable Prime Minister has as an individual, but more a signal about how the world sees India that has transformed over the last 9 years under the leadership of our Prime Minister.
Okay. Mr. Chandrasekha, there was this meeting, like you mentioned, Elon Musk meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said he's a fan of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Is this slowly moving towards perhaps Tesla being manufactured in India, or Starlink getting entry to India?
Oh, absolutely. I think Elon Musk has made it clear that he is evaluating India as a potential hub to manufacture the EVs that Tesla is globally famous for, and to use India as a manufacturing hub and an export hub. Look, I think it is pretty clear to those around the world who lead enterprises, who lead governments, that in the reshaped supply chains for electronics, EVs, India is certainly a can't ignore trusted partner for the world's enterprises and world's global brands. Apple, Samsung, Cisco, we are hearing now about Tesla and many, many other countries that have made India the manufacturing, from providing services to create use for their R&D, design and innovation. So India is 2023 a very, very significant partner in the world's electronics and technology supply chains. And I think what Elon is saying and what Tesla is saying is really a reflection of that.
I'm sure you've also seen the conversation that Rahul Kanwal and Geeta Mohan have had with Elon Musk soon after that meeting, Mr. Chandrasekha. We asked him about what former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey said about a week ago about India and how they were forced to remove some tweets. Elon Musk has said that very clearly we must follow the law of the land. Your response to this as a minister who really led the charge against Jack Dorsey?
No, I think it's a very obvious, you don't have to be a PhD or a nuclear scientist to figure out that India is a large democracy, a democracy that operates on the rule of law, and whether you're a large company or a small company or a foreign company or an Indian company, that compliance with Indian law is a simple ask of companies that operate in India. I think some people get it. Certainly Elon Musk seems to understand that very clearly, as hundreds and thousands of other CEOs from foreign and Indian companies understand. Maybe there were some CEOs who didn't quite get it and thought that they were a law unto themselves and therefore they could ignore Indian law. So it is, different people think differently. It is not our business to persuade anybody to anything excepting to say that in India, to keep repeating that this is not about being adversarial, that our government just wants every company in India that deals with products and services being on offer to Indian customers and Indian Nagriks, that they should comply with Indian law.
Okay. Now, all the meetings that have happened so far, and there are many that are scheduled now in phase 2 in Washington, D.C. After this International Day of Yoga. But so far, as Minister for Entrepreneurship and Skill Development, Electronics and Technology, what have you been most excited about so far?
I am very excited. I am excited, and I'm excited to the point that I even go and say that in our modern history as a country, we are certainly living in the most exciting time in the history of modern India. And this partnership between India and the US that spans, of course, many things, security, economy, trade, but certainly is very importantly focused on critical and emerging technologies of the future. Yes. That this partnership will play a significant role in partnership with other like-minded countries, of course, in shaping the technologies of the future, whether it's AI, whether it's quantum, whether it's semiconductors and electronics. So I think, you know, many decades ago, I happened to be a young boy going off to the US looking for a job, studying a job, and I never thought that India would ever reach this level of acceptance and respect and global awe and respect. And it is certainly fulfilling that in our lifetime we are able to see our nation become a respected partner for the world's largest nations and the world's biggest innovation ecosystem. So I think it is certainly very heartening, it's very exciting, and I repeat again, I think we are living in the most exciting time ever in the history of modern India.
Final question to you, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekha. We're just a few minutes away actually from the Prime Minister arriving at the UN headquarters for that mega International Yoga Day event at the UN. You know, what do you think, sir, about that particular event? I'm sure you're looking forward to it, but there's been a lot of talk about how this government has pushed yoga and ensured it's a soft power and also weaved it into diplomacy in a way.
Yeah, so, look, I have a different take on it. I don't think, I mean, I'm so inspired by the fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has made yoga this global phenomenon and this global event on one particular day in a year, and it has really taken off and it has brought people together in ways that nothing else has before. But it is also not just about soft power, and I think that word is certainly not the wrong word to phrase to use. I think the values that India has always represented, the values of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that we really are a nation and a culture and a people that are interested in showcasing our capabilities and working in partnership with the rest of the world for the betterment of humanity. Yoga being one clear example of that. Our India Stack being another example. These partnerships to shape the future of technology, another example. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the slogan and the line that describes our presidency of the G20. All of this are, in my opinion, amplify and reiterate amongst countries today around the world that are otherwise caught up in disputes between, you know, countries in Europe and disputes all around the world, that really these value systems that India has lived by for generations and centuries are really values that are very loudly relevant in today's world and in the decades and centuries to come.
I think that's very rightly put by you, Minister, that I think Yoga Day and yoga is all-inclusive, respects diversity. Thank you very much for joining us here on India Today.